Inflation is commonly defined as the widespread and sustained increase in the overall price levels of goods and services over a period of time. When prices rise, the purchasing power of money declines, meaning that the same amount of money buys fewer goods and services. In simpler terms, inflation makes everything more expensive while reducing the value of your money. But why does this happen? Why is your money worth less over time? To understand this, think of money as a commodity. If there is an abundant supply, its value decreases. If demand is high, its value increases. This principle applies to all forms of currency. Now, imagine if you decided to print more money. The total value of all money in circulation would remain the same, but it would be distributed among a larger number of bills. This is the primary cause of inflation. Central banks print more money, which devalues the currency. The hidden cost of inflation. Inflation is often referred to as a hidden tax. It erodes the value of money without directly taking it from you. A clear example of this is when you could buy a soda and snacks with $5 in the past, but today, that same amount barely covers one snack. This phenomenon depends on various factors, including where you live. In Venezuela, for instance, hyperinflation has reached historic levels. People have to carry backpacks full of cash just to buy basic necessities. The government plays a significant role in inflation. Think of it as someone who continually borrows money from the central bank. The bank lends money at an interest rate, but the government often borrows more than it can repay. With every loan, more money enters circulation, devaluing the existing currency. If a country originally had 10 bills representing its total economic value, and then borrowed an additional 10 bills, the total value remains the same, but each bill is worth less. How governments manage inflation. Governments primarily control inflation through two main economic policies. Monetary policy, managed by central banks. This involves controlling money supply, setting interest rates, and issuing government bonds, such as U.S. Treasury bonds. Interest rates play a crucial role. High interest rates discourage borrowing, leading to less money in circulation and lower inflation. Low interest rates encourage borrowing, increasing money supply and driving up inflation. Credit is another form of money. If people excessively borrow, inflation rises along with private debt. Conversely, negative inflation or deflation occurs when money increases in value, leading to economic stagnation because people stop spending in anticipation of lower prices in the future. This can be even more dangerous than inflation, as it can trigger severe financial crises. Fiscal policy. Managed by government institutions, this involves tax collection and public spending. Higher taxes reduce the money supply, increasing its value. Lower taxes put more money into circulation, reducing its value. High government spending introduces more money into the economy, fueling inflation. Low government spending does the opposite, strengthening the currency. External factors affecting inflation. Inflation is not solely caused by money printing. External factors such as rising oil prices can significantly impact inflation. Since most goods require transportation and manufacturing processes that rely on oil, a spike in oil prices raises production and delivery costs, making everything more expensive. Is inflation always bad? Some economists argue that low inflation is beneficial, as it reflects economic activity. When people spend more, money circulates faster, stimulating growth. However, excessive inflation reduces purchasing power, creating financial strain. On the other hand, extreme deflation discourages spending, leading to economic contraction. If inflation is high, debtors benefit because the money they owe loses value over time. If you finance a car with an interest-free loan, for example, Inflation will make your future payments worth less in real terms. This concept ties into the time value of money, which states that $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow because it can be used immediately. Final thoughts. Inflation is essentially the result of an improper expansion of the money supply or excessive bank credit. While governments and central banks attempt to manage it, inflation remains an inevitable aspect of modern economies. The key takeaway? Understanding inflation allows you to make smarter financial decisions and navigate economic fluctuations more effectively. If you enjoyed this topic, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. See you next week.